What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Picks and Pucks with some puck talk. This is going to be a new weekly series that I'm going to do. Every Wednesday, I'm going to do game reviews of the Coyotes of the games that they played that previous week. So I know there's a game tonight, but so that one will go on my next week's video. So we have two games to go over for this week. But definitely I want to talk about these games. I want to be able to vocalize my opinions on them and recap everything, show some stats, and just overall being able to talk about them because I love talking hockey, and I think everyone else does that probably watches this, I hope anyway. So this video gonna be kind of sad for us Coyote fans, unfortunately, with the two losses and not even scoring a goal, which not a good way to start the season, but I'll get into why there's no room to panic, no reason to panic right now. We're okay. It's all good. It's 2 games in. If we had a 2-game scoreless streak in January, yes, that would suck, but it wouldn't seem so prominent like it does at the start of the season. So we're going to get into why this is okay for now. Only for now. So let's start with game 1 against the Stars. It was a pretty good game. I mean, I would give it on a scale of like a 7 out of 10. They played good for pretty much the entire game. They had their defensive lapses, unfortunately. That's kind of probably going to happen at the beginning of the season. But they played pretty good for the most part, I thought. All the scoring happened within that, I think it was like a 2-minute stretch. It was right in that little bit of time. So that obviously sucked. If they could have held that to 1 goal instead of blowing it up into those 3, it would have been a much more manageable game. So yeah, let's just get into what I've written on the board here. So Ronta made 22 out of 25 stops, and I thought he had a pretty good game. I don't think any of the goals really were his fault necessarily. The Radulov one was kind of tough. There's just not much. I don't know what more he could do about it. He essentially made the stop. It just kind of found a tiny little hole to get itself all the way through. The third goal, I noticed he was kind of deeper in his crease than he probably wanted to be. But my guess is part of that was he was thinking there was going to be a pass coming, and it ended up being like a 2-on-0. So he had to be ready for a pass there as well as the shot, rather than what you really want to see is in a 2-on-1 where the defenseman takes away that pass. So he kind of had to be ready for both, and it was a good shot. Klingberg has a good shot. We all know that. So not much you can really do there. Bishop stopped 30 of 30, as you can tell by this ugly little goose egg up here. He had a good game. I mean, he made the stops that he needed to make. Nothing was really outstanding from what I can remember, but he made the stops he needed to make, which is the important thing for a goalie. And the sad thing, too, is that we really kind of beat him 3 times, but we couldn't beat those stupid posts. So he wasn't incredible, but he did exactly what he needed to do. And I think if both the Stars and Bishop can continue playing like the way they did on Thursday night, then they're gonna have a pretty good season. I think they need to push themselves back into the playoffs, and I think them playing like that definitely can get them on the right track. For us, I mean, we just need to score. I mean, it's as simple as that. They played well enough to where if they managed that 2-minute stretch of 3 goals to just 1 goal, then who knows what could have happened. They just almost were there. They're just not quite. So down into the other stats here, we beat them on shots on goal, which is a good thing. I'm not usually one that puts a lot of emphasis on shots on goal, as you can see in the stats from the other game. But it's good to see that we were out shooting them. It's good to see that we were shooting. I mean, I think it was early on in the year last year, these stats would have been swapped. we would have had the lesser shots. And so it's good to see already that we're shooting the puck, we're controlling the puck, and we're playing a pretty decent defensive game. Way different from last year. So I think the way that we are playing gives its way for more wins than I think the way we were playing last year in October. So I don't think that there's any reason to panic really right now. Let's get into the face-offs. Dallas beat us in the face-offs. Not incredibly too much. I didn't notice that much in the face-offs other than what you see in the stats here. Power plays, both are 0 for 2. I think this situation, and I'm also going to get into it with the next game, this is the situation where we need a guy like Galchenyuk back. I know he's not going to be like the 55-goal savior that we wish he could be, but it's these situations, these power play situations in must-need goal situations, he's the kind of guy that's going to get you that. Not like every time, we can't expect him to score every single time, but he at least gives us more of a chance to score in those situations. So even if we got just like 1 out of 2 on the power play there, that still could have helped us push us into more goals on the 5-on-5. So unfortunately, nothing came up there. At the bottom here, I have my players of the game, or my standout players. I'm probably gonna do this for every game. For the Coyotes, there were a few. I thought Strome actually played really well once he played with scorers. I think he got to play with Keller, maybe. But he definitely played pretty good once he got to play with scorers. That was more along the lines of what I thought he could do. But Cousins, for me, stood out the most. He was in on the forecheck constantly. He was using his speed. He really stood out to me in that game. And then for the Stars, Bishop is really the obvious one for getting the shutout. The other guy I want to mention is Heiskanen. I think it was his NHL debut that game. I'm not 100% sure. But he was so fast, carrying the puck like he wasn't a rookie at all. And I think he plays defense. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I don't follow the Stars that much. But that's a great compliment to a guy like Klingberg if that's what he is and what he's going to be. So that's that game. I didn't think it was terrible. That 2-minute stretch is what killed us. And if we could have only held it to 1 goal instead of 3, that would have been so much better. So on to our opening night game, and that was a fun game. I was there. I'm sure many of you were there too. But that was so much fun to go to. The new lighting in the arena, the new scoreboard, just the fan experience was so much different, but so much better, and I really appreciated that about that for this upcoming season, and I can't wait to go back to another game already. I mean, I already go to a lot, as much as I can, but now I really want to go back, because, my God, that was so much fun. But let's get into the game. The Coyotes did everything possible to win this game except score more than the Ducks. I mean, Ronta stopped all but 1 shot. They destroyed them in the shots. They really did well in the face-off circle. They got more power play chances. They were the better team, but Gibson was the best player out there, and he just made some ridiculous saves. I mean, anytime you can stop 41 saves, you had a good game. Like, there's no really ifs, ands, or buts about that. If you're making 40-plus saves in a night, you're having a good game as a goalie. And, I mean, he was so good that night. His save on OEL at the end of the first period, I still don't know how he made that save. It's just... And then we have to play them tonight, and he's probably going to be in net, and just, come on, find a way to get 1 goal. All we need is 1. Open up the floodgates. All we need is 1. We can do it. We can do it. I promise we can do it. The 41 shots on goal are definitely a positive. Now, I know I said I don't give much worth to shots on goal, but if you're getting 40-plus shots in a game, you're doing something right offensively, especially complementing that with winning in the face-off battle. You can look at that and kind of think that, okay, you're probably winning in possession, and I'm pretty sure the Coyotes were. I don't know what their Corsi numbers were. You can give it or take it on Corsi if you want. That's a different video. But I believe they were for sure winning that, without a doubt. They played so well, only had maybe a couple defensive lapses that led to odd man rushes, like the Comtois goal. Connaughton was completely caught puck watching there. I really don't know what he was doing. Comtois was breaking out. And Connaughton should have gone right to him and just didn't. And then we had, I think there was a breakaway before that where Ronta got completely run over, made a hell of a stop, but then just got completely run over. And I don't know how that was not called goaltender interference. I mean, he stops, yes, but he doesn't make enough of an effort to move away from Ronta. Plus, he kind of hits Ronta on the head. And there was a ref right there. I don't know how you don't make that call. So that was kind of frustrating, but a really great save by Ronta, of course. He was excellent in this game. Again, going back to my Galchenyuk point from this first game, this is exactly where they could have used him, especially in that 6-on-3, which was horrendous. I mean, there's no way to go around that. It was terrible. They did not take nearly enough shots. There was not nearly enough traffic in front. I mean, it's just it was just kind of a little frustrating way to end that game. I don't want to be one of those fans who just shoot ridiculously a lot on power plays. But in a 6-on-3 with 1 minute left, you have to shoot that puck and get traffic to the front of the net. You have to. You cannot be passing it back and forth there on the wall like they were doing. And I understand that you want to clear lanes, but you have a 6-on-3. If you're not able to clear lanes there, I don't know what you're doing. So this is where a guy like Galchenyuk would be huge, because you can clear enough lanes. I would think you'd be able to clear enough lanes to get him the puck for him to shoot it. He obviously has a shot that can easily beat almost any goalie, and it's unfortunate that he wasn't able to be out there for this. But it was a frustrating way to end a really fun and exciting hockey game. So leading me to the standout players for each team, obviously Gibson. I mean, the Ducks played well, not like amazing. They played Duck hockey. They played the way that they usually do play. Good defense, just enough scoring to win, as you can see. But Gibson was, just outstanding. He made so many good saves. It's hard to really be frustrated about not scoring in this game given how good he was. So that's another reason why I don't think it's time to panic yet. We just flat out got beat by a really good goalie who was playing at the top of his game that night. And our player of the game for me was Stepan. He clearly had the message of shoot the puck. I believe he led the team that night with 9 shots on goal, which is awesome. So he was clearly trying to lead by example. He clearly got the message, and he was going to shoot the puck, which he did more often than not. And it's too bad none of them could have beat Gibson that night, but I don't think anything was going to beat Gibson that night, unfortunately. So for the game tonight, just since it's happening tonight, I'll talk about it a little bit here. Uh, I would be shocked if they don't put up 35 plus shots tonight. Clearly, they should have the message by now that they do just need to shoot and get traffic, but they really don't need to change that much about their game. They don't. They played a really good game these past 2 games. They just need to keep pushing forward, keep shooting, keep getting traffic to the front of the net, and they'll be just fine. They're playing good enough to win games. They just need to score. So right now, I'm more concerned with them about getting a goal at this point. I mean, yes, we need to win. I'm not going to call this a must-win, but the biggest thing right now for them is to score. If they lose a 2-1 game tonight, then we could probably infer that Gibson is going to be just like how he was on Saturday. If they lost another 1-0, 2-0 hockey game tonight, that's going to be a little tough to swallow at that point. So, not the best way to start the season, but definitely not the worst thing ever, given how they're playing. I think they're going to be okay. No reason to panic yet. And I just, it's only going to get better from here. I really believe it. They're going to get Devo, Galley, and Chicky back, and they're just going to look so much better, and it's coming. I promise this is coming. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed my little wrap-up. I'm going to hopefully try to keep these videos maybe a little bit shorter, especially with 3 or more games coming up on a week. I want to try to get myself down to not going off on too many tangents. I'm still very new at this YouTube thing, but I will get better, I promise. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to this account. I would really very much appreciate that. I'm definitely going to have videos every week on the Coyotes. Still going to have some music stuff coming up for you, promise with that. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this. And yeah, let's end this video and let's go Coyotes.